What's good, Josh? Chief Ferguson Bay from Off Duty Grind. And as you know, on Off Duty Grind, we highlight military personnel who are doing their thing in the business world. So when we say military personnel, we're talking active duty, reservists, veterans, spouses, even military brats. But in this episode, we have Mr. Ryan Troster. Ryan Troster is a 15-year military veteran in the Air Force who's the co-owner of Total Dog Training. Total Dog Training is the highest rated dog trainer on the Emerald Coast. And they're raising the standard for dog training, so they're raising it to a military standard. So, Mr. Ryan Troster, we'd like to thank him for coming on, and we'll see him right here. How you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing great today.
Right, man. Thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate you.
Too easy.
Too easy. So, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Originally from Florida. I joined the military right when I got out of high school. I did 15 years in the military. Predominantly, most of that was in the canine career field.
Okay.
Started to transition out of that at the 14, 15-year mark, and then now I co-own Total Dog Training, and then Total Dog Atlanta, and it's pretty much a pet training business where you teach dogs and owners, and so yeah, that's the story.
That's the story. All right. Yeah. You said you did 15 years in the military?
Yep. Right. I hit 15 and then I got out, transitioned out.
Okay. Transition to do the business?
Yeah. So we were doing the business for about 2 years in our time, myself and my co-owner.
All right. So what inspired you to start your business in the military?
Well, someone, a mentor of ours, then they said, have you ever thought about doing pet training? And being canine for so long, just never even crossed our minds.
Okay.
And, they encouraged us that we should try it or give it a look and see, and it was really very foreign to us. And I'll be honest with you, coming from the canine world, you kind of look down on because when you think of pet training, you think of like PetSmart or something very, yeah, very like almost kindergarten type
training.
Right. So with us, he kind of encouraged us to take a look at it, and we did, and we saw that people really weren't getting what they paid for as far as the training was very basic. So we took those military canine concepts as far as, training a team, a person and a dog, and put those towards training owners and their dogs together. So
that's great. That's great. Because I'm kind of scared of dogs, so I see that y'all do the training the owner too.
Yeah, that can be a positive because if you're scared, then that means that there's a respect there. So you're going to be very respectful of the dogs you work with, and it's our job, just like I did in the military forever, is to build that person up, to build that team up, because every team was scared to go to Iraq, Afghanistan,
right?
And they're looking forward to that. So when you build, somebody up to work with a dog, that they have, and you empower them and give them the education, then that's not so tough anymore. You can have people that love dogs, but that might mean that they don't respect them as much for what they are, and that can actually be more detrimental.
Oh, so, okay, yeah, yeah. It's just a communication barrier between myself and dog. Because with people, I know what you're thinking. Possibly, I can read your body language, but with dogs, I'm like, is he trying to bite me, or is he just trying to smell my hand or something like that? Like, he's just trying to sniff you.
It's difficult. It's difficult if you don't have training to see those things, because a lot of people, they think that they do understand dogs and they know about dogs. I mean, even me, me and my co-owner, we didn't have like a Dr. Doolittle upbringing when we were kids. Like, canine's just a choice that you get in the military to go to a different career field. I mean, we like dogs, but I wouldn't there's this overflowing love for dogs. Right. But it's just one of those things where the more you learn, the more confident you're going to feel doing anything. So that's our job, to give that to every owner that we work with.
Yeah, that's great. That's great, man. I might have to check it out. So yeah, I don't have a dog yet. Me and my wife, we thinking about it, but it's just, just getting comfortable. Like, what kind of dog you want with small? Like, I'm comfortable with small dogs, but you don't want a small dog. But I'm not comfortable with big dogs. So,
you got to ask yourself too, is like, what's gonna fit your lifestyle?
Right.
Because a lot of people will get dogs. It's like buying a car just based off looks, and you might not have a job or a lifestyle that really, that car is beneficial towards. Okay. So you buy a dog that, that you're comfortable with and that's going to fit your lifestyle, whatever its breed, whatever its genetics are, that's going to be an easier match, an easier fit for whomever.
Oh, okay. Sweet, sweet. All right. So you was starting the business, you said 2 years while serving,
Yes.
and then you separated out. So was that a tough decision, you know? Because you say at 15, you almost done.
You know, that's what everybody said, but yeah, it's funny because I had a mindset. Myself and my co-owner had a mindset of, okay, you know, that when somebody says that to me, it almost sounds like prison, where it's
Yeah.
like you got five, you got 5 more years, find it out. So my thought process was, what can this be in 5 years without us having to put it on the back burner to do the military?
Okay. I get
Because
you.
you might get sent somewhere else, you might be
Yeah.
cheated. Like, there's too many things that happen where we just found ourselves looking at the clock every day and
Yeah.
waiting for it to happen so Total Dog could start.
Right. Okay.
So,
I get you.
but
Yeah.
tomorrow's not guaranteed. So, you know, waiting 5 years to start that pursuit is just, didn't add up for us. We had to.
You had to do it. Yeah. I get you. I hear you. Appreciate it. So how'd you get the word out about your business?
Guerrilla marketing, a lot of guerrilla marketing. So there's not one probably vet, boarding facility, you name it, dog place that from Pensacola to 30A that we didn't go and drive to and drop off our cards.
Okay.
We did things online. So it was just a lot of guerrilla marketing, just meeting people, talking to people, and going from there.
Going from there, beating the streets,
Yeah, we
knocking
put it
doors. So let me see. So did the military? I think you touched on it a little bit. Did the military ever prevent you from serving clients and stuff like that? Because I know you wanted to work on it after you got off duty, but did it ever?
I don't think that, you know, and this is, I mean, not stereotyping people, but like with the military mindset that you might not always have leadership that is, you know, that looks highly on you wanting to do something or wanting to start something, because a lot of those folks are committed to the military. Right. So there were definitely obstacles in our way as far as, you know, people that weren't, myself and my co-owner, we developed we would always tell ourselves, despite of, in spite of. And that meant that despite, you know, whatever obstacles we got in the military that are holding us back, and then sometimes in spite of, because, you know, you got your haters out there that don't want to be successful, that we were going to make it happen. We were going to find a way to get it done. So I would say that, you know, it's just, we didn't let that stand in our way. We just pressed on. Okay.
I was checking out your Instagram. Are you a fighter? You get some of that drive from fighting?
Yeah, I just got back from jiu-jitsu. So yeah, I've been jiu-jitsu for about 12 years now. So but just, you get put in a bad spot and you got to get out and, you know, get back on the offense. So
get pushed through, just push through, right?
Yeah. And my co-owner, she's just as solid as I am when it comes to that. So we just complement each other well, and, you know, where one goes down, we pick each other up and we just move on.
That's great. And I like how this is a good transition, because I was going to talk about team building. I read inside your website, like, you were in the service, you started a team, and then you got out. So, like, we
built our team. We did build our team. You know, we have a team right now. So we have, you know, 5 trainers that, you know, they cover, like I said, from Pensacola to 30A all the way up to 10, and, you know, the whole area we cover. So in a military canine kennels, it was difficult sometimes because, you know, you don't get to draft that team. You know, you're getting people from other duty stations, or, you know, it's just like, you know, you're in the NBA and you don't get to pick your team. You don't get to be a GM. So being you know, all these things that in the civilian side where you get to be a GM, those work tremendously for us.
Oh, okay. And yeah, you get you pick people who work well with you and work well with others. Right.
We look for great people. I mean, because everybody has the ability to work with dogs. So, you know, if canine people were all that, I'd have a whole team of canine people. But you know, we're looking for great people that want to, you know, positively influence people and be a part of a good team. So the dog quote unquote experience, that doesn't always factor in with us.
Okay. Well, so were you creating jobs while you were in?
Yeah, we were creating jobs as far as we figured out pretty quickly that we weren't going to be able to take on the amount of business that was coming in. Okay. So I think that was one of those huge breakthroughs for us, where, you know, that first night where you're not doing the business and you see that invoice come in that got paid that you didn't go actually do.
Oh,
so yeah, so we had trainers that we were building up while we were in, and we knew that we had to build a team to be able to take on the amount of business that is just area alone.
Yeah, that's one of the things I gotta learn for myself is like, don't try to do everything myself. Reach out, get some help.
I'll tell you a great resource for us that a lot of people just don't use is, I don't know how we found it, really just kind of stumbled on it, was the Small Business Association for Florida. They do free business coaching, and the lady that we work with, Bree McCassell, she's out there in Pensacola. We've never had to spend a dime. Like, it's just a free program that's offered, and people don't take advantage of that. And that's somebody that helps you build a business plan. She gives us third-party insight because we're huge on that.
Okay.
Neutral third party. So outsourcing things, because I'm not a videographer. There's a lot. I'm a dog trainer, so there's a lot of things that I think sometimes people need to get out of their way as far as their ego. Where, look, you're good at what you do, but there's other people out there that are really good at what they do. So invest in that in order to see that come back to you.
Yeah, you get that synergy, and y'all both build up. So,
yeah.
So crazy. I'm mark that down as one of the resources. So I hope people watching, take that down, taking notes.
Never have to pay a dime, and we've used her for about 5 years now, and she's been incredible for us. And just anything you need, I mean, that's what they get paid to do. Right. So they want people to come there and to help, but a lot of people I think a lot of people think, I can do it myself, but there's nothing like third-party insight that's completely neutral and, clear set eyes.
Okay, yeah. Plus a lot of people go on YouTube and figure it out. But yeah, I definitely go down. I'm gonna check that out myself as well. What types of clients are you getting? Are you doing businesses or people at home?
It really depends on the owner and their expectations. So we're a mobile service, so we come to our owners and then we work whatever the issues are, whether they be in the home, whether they be elsewhere. So it's not a one size fits all program. We very much want to know, like, look, what are the issues that you're having with the dog potentially, but then what do you want out of this dog? Is this a dog that you want to be able to walk down Palafox and have a meal and this dog's just chill? What standard are you looking for? Because no matter what their standard is, the standard that we have from our background is very high. So we want to see that are immaculately trained. So that's what we're looking for.
Okay. Yeah. Well, like I see y'all raising the standard because y'all having like a military background, but like you say like the civilian trainers or some of the PetSmart trainers are lacking. Like what do you see the difference is? It's
just a thing where we come from a world where, and this from being in the military, where you're given an objective and you've got to reach it at a certain point. And there is no, well, hey, we didn't get it done. Hey, we got to put it off. So, we come in there with that mindset, no different than us training, military canine teams is, look, this is, if it's an issue for you, it's a big issue for us. And it's not one of those things where we can just throw our hands up and be like, well, oh, gee whiz, we couldn't get it done. Or, it very much matters to us that in a certain time frame, we get that dog and that person where they need to be. So I think it's that standard that helps out a lot is, we don't just come in there and go, well, if we get it done, great. But if we don't, you still pay us and we move on. We don't. Yeah. We're dog trainers that started a business, not business people that learn how to dog train.
The dog train, I get you. Yeah.
Different mindset.
Yeah, that's totally different mindset. I get it. People who come to you, they have to have a dog, right? You're not training dogs and selling them to people, are you? Or
no, we don't. I mean, they don't have to necessarily have a dog. We have no problems helping someone find a dog, whether it be, say they want to adopt from a rescue or a shelter. We have no problem giving them insight on, what you should look for, or even buying a dog where, look, this might be a breed that's going to fit better for you. But as far as us breeding and having dogs, we don't do any breeding or anything like that.
Okay, sweet.
We have courses for credible breeders that we've seen dogs come from where they're good people and advocating them, but no dogs from us.
No dog. Okay, sweet. Yeah, that was one of the questions my wife had because I told you we were thinking about it. She's like, do they have dogs already trained? Because she don't want to clean up poop. I'm like,
well, it's one of those things where, and that's why we do the training the owners as well. Is that if a dog responds to us, that's great, but that doesn't transfer. Because if that was the case, I would have just trained military canines and just been like, here you go, take them, go. But you have to have. That's where the civilian side of it, where they missed it in my book, is they don't train the owner. So the dog responds well to them. but they're not good enough teachers or communicators that they can teach the owner, and the owner can go, you know what, I got this too. And so I get to a point where I don't need a dog trainer here. I don't need a dog trainer to be a crutch for me.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
That's excellent. Excellent. I think you hit on some of this. Like, what resources are you reading or watching to help grow your business? You already hit on some of the SBA.
There was definitely some books in the beginning. We read a book called The E-Myth. That was a big one. That that's important for us. Another one was Creativity Inc. That was about how they started Pixar. So as far as team building, that played a huge role. How they treat their team and things like that. A lot of just different dog resources, different books. Definitely staying in the YouTube channels. I mean, any Simon, like just things that propose, the question of why we're doing what we're doing, and then just keep advancing what we're doing. We don't ever get static.
Right. Yeah. Get stagnant. Yeah. And keep growing and keep advancing.
Yeah.
So, like, for people who are in the military right now that are trying to start a business, like, what would you say to encourage them if they were trying to, start a business and follow their dreams?
I would definitely tell them take it one step at a time, one day at a time. I would say maybe the biggest hurdle that could be in their way is the fact that once you become, that entrepreneur, is you are the boss. So many people are used to being in a system or a workplace where somebody else is making that schedule, somebody else is keeping you accountable. So that can be a huge hurdle for people, is that now you're the boss. Now, if you don't get something done, you got to look yourself in the mirror and know that you made the choice. And that can be a little daunting because we're not all necessarily raised to do that. Yes. So it can, you're always going to have something more that you could do. And, you run the risk of running into burnout. So just take it one step at a time, plan your day, plan your schedule, see the 10-yard goal, see the 100-meter goal, and don't burn yourself out. And at the first adversity, don't find yourself quitting and then looking for that safety net.
I think that's my issue too. Like, I want to get out. Like, I got the 3 years, I got the safety now. Like, but I'm always battling in my head. Like, should I just pursue it, or
Mentor of mine told me something, because I'd run into about the 10-year mark, and there was another year mark where I wanted to get out, but I think like a lot of military members is we go, okay, I got that plan A, because that's your, I'm gonna walk this tightrope, but right. I need something. I need that safety net to fall down. And he's like, well, what could you do if you didn't have a safety net? Right. Anybody that's going to pursue things like this is not the kind of person that's going to go, okay, well, I fell and now it's over. You're not going to let yourself go down. You're not going to let your family go down. You're going to find a way. So if you have that, then you don't need a safety net.
Get you. Totally. I appreciate that advice, man. So
we push the chips in on yourself. You push the chips on yourself and bet on yourself. Then
on yourself, yeah.
It'll work.
So if people trying to reach you, like, where do they go to reach you?
Definitely Total Dog Training on Facebook. That's you can message right there. You can call. We have our phone number. It's 850-357-2236. That'll get you in touch with one of our folks, one of our trainers. Okay. We're on Instagram. You can find me on LinkedIn. We're on a lot of different platforms, so there's always a way to get in contact with us.
All right, we'll make sure we put that, and we'll put your information in the description below. And where y'all located? You said you're located in Atlanta and down here in Florida?
Yeah, so I live in Fort Walton Beach, but I have my trainers they're in different areas. Like, I have some trainers in Navarre, Pensacola, Niceville, Defuniak Springs. So the team's pretty spread out. And then my co-owner, she's got her team, which is pretty much dispersed up there in Atlanta.
Okay, yeah. So y'all mobile. So y'all looking for a dog trainer, looking for some guidance on dogs and how to communicate with your dog, getting better. Reach out to Total Dog Trainers or go to www.totaldog850.com to reach out to Ryan. But again, thank you, Ryan. Thank you for coming on.
Easy.
I really appreciate you coming out. So we try and build this up, and we're trying to build a community of military personnel who are growing business and military veterans.
I think it's a great thing that you're doing, and I think that's people underestimate the need for different avenues, different people that they can relate to when they go to start that new path, and realizing that it takes a village. You can't do it all on your own. You need people to relate to. You need people that can definitely relate to the experiences that you're going to have, whether it is the ups and downs, because you can have a support group, But if that support group doesn't have that relevancy to what you're going through, then it's tough to, to relate with what they're saying.
I get you, bro. That was Mr. Ryan Troster of Total Dog Training, the highest rated dog trainers on the Emerald Coast and in Atlanta. He gave us a ton of information. He gave us some resources on the SBA, the importance of building a team, and much, much more. So thank you, Mr. Ryan Troster, for coming on, and we appreciate you, and hopefully we'll see you soon. If you want to reach out to Mr. Ryan Troster, you just go to his website, www.totaldog850.com, or go to Total Dog Training on Facebook. All right, so thanks for watching. This is Off Duty Grind. Like, comment, subscribe if you like what you're seeing. If you know anyone that wants to come on or that you think should come on to the show, just reach out to us, let us know. Go to offdutygrind.com/special guests and we'll get them on. All right, so this is Chief Ferguson Bay. I'm out. Thanks for watching. Bye.